like the spirit of their event is that somebody's always driving the stupid bus.
Well, I was going to ask you that because that's what happened. One girl was driving and then I guess had to go to the bathroom or something. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I got that. And I was like, well, how did she get up? I thought she was driving. And the bus is still like, I'm like, oh.
No, she handed it off. They must have had some sort of website. You go to the website, you sign in, and it's like, take control of bus. Yes. All right, you're driving the bus now.
Primarily Critical. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical at Movies at After Party. This would be it.
If you've not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before listening any further.
We got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we can't wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, old, weird, or gross.
We pass judgment on them all.
Hey, everybody's got a story. My name is Steve. I'm here with
Christian
and Greg.
Thanks, guys, for joining us, joining me. Thank you all for watching. In this corner of the world, Christian, we have you to blame for this.
We went a little dark inadvertently on even the cartoon wound up grim.
Yeah,
it did.
I wanted to watch this for a while. I saw it in Netflix. It's like, hey, you like these things, you probably like this, and I'm like, that looks good. But I never got around to watching it. And then once I read the description, I'm like, ooh, Japan. 1930 something to 1945, specifically August 6th, 1945. Yeah.
I gotta say, just throughout the movie, I was kind of watching it in shifts. I apologize, but I had to look up when the bombing happened more than once, and because I kept forgetting. Because they kept showing the date and showing the date and showing the date and showing the date. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah. Did you notice the last date that they showed was like July 27th? And then they said 9 days later.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't say the specific date. That's the only time they did that. They said a duration later.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to keep you in suspense. And I thought they were gonna show a giant flash. Well, they kind of did, but
you saw the cloud, right?
Yeah. There was a flash. I looked up because I was writing down the geography. I'm like, what town is she in? Oh, Kuri. And I looked up the geography, and I'm like, there's a mountain between her and Hiroshima.
Yeah.
And then she was making plans to leave, and I'm like, you shouldn't. Not that you know that. But you shouldn't leave.
I really didn't think both her husband and her would survive, but they did. And man, they really didn't shy away from the nastiness of the situation because people were flocking in over the mountain, even dying people.
Well, the sun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the son of some neighbor.
The what was it? The something house? Entitlement house or something. I forget what they called it.
Yeah, I don't know. And then there was like a dark spot that he left
after. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, this movie is not for the faint of heart.
No.
But it's so like the animation is so like, I'm not gonna say like cartoony, but like it's not as detailed as some.
Yeah.
It's more like a Tintin caricatures.
It's pretty. It's a nice movie to watch. It's pretty. It's well done.
I noticed that when somebody was operating the pump, there was a little sock on the end of the nozzle to keep it from splashing.
Yeah.
They didn't have to animate that. They didn't even have to draw that, but they did.
Yeah.
Right, the sock on the end of the pump outlet.
Yeah, certain details were very important, and they put a lot of work into it. Yeah. Now, are these representatives of real people, or is it just fictional?
I don't think it was. I think it was fictionalized, but it probably, many of the things did happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's funny. I hate to admit it. I didn't really do my homework with this one beforehand because I was talking probably a few sessions ago about how Netflix had just come out with a bunch of anime, and I was trying to get my kids to watch it. And so I kind of like, oh, okay, here's an anime, let's watch this, and I didn't kind of do it, and then I was like, uh,
Uh-oh.
oh, and it was just steps like that, right? And it, and it's war, I got that, and that it was war and all this other stuff. And it's funny because most of the war stuff, I guess, because we're North America, you get from the point of view of, I don't know, the United States, Great Britain, but they are also the victors. So it makes it feel like, oh, we were wronged and now we've won, like Band of Brothers or something like that. Like there's gore and all that other stuff, but it was nice to kind of, I don't know if nice is the right word. It was interesting to see the flip side to it, because it's like at the end of the day, both sides get that point where it's like, oh, you got to get the enemy because they're bad, and oh, they're horrible, like and fangs and whatever, right? You're demonized.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
But
you can't go into a war, all lovey-dovey.
yeah, but even at that, like the populace, because they're with the war effort, I guess they were the naval yards, right? Like that was the big thing. And and then just to see all the other stuff going on, like, yeah, just
I there was a couple things that I didn't know that I learned. One, I didn't know that there was all these air raids that were happening in Japan. I understood that flying over those cities was extremely difficult, and very far away. They couldn't get close enough, right? And but apparently not. Apparently they're air raided all the time.
Well, they came off of carriers.
Yeah.
And the U.S. Navy soundly defeated the Japanese Navy and then basically owned all the water around Japan. And it was sort of an interesting development to see the populace go, you know what? I think we're losing, right? This is not getting better. And then these air raids are coming more and more often. You just sort of connect the dots. But the radio is telling, like, we defeated the enemy. We are doing very well. And you're like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Call bullshit.
I can't get sugar or rice. And there's an air raid 3 times a day. Yeah. I don't think we're winning.
Yeah.
But I can't say that because there's probably like secret police or.
Well, there were, right? She was just sketching, and they, and everyone's laughing at them, but they were taking it serious. Yeah. But that's the other thing too. I think there was they had to take a specific area landmass so that they could get an air base that would be within striking distance of, Japan, Okinawa or so, or whatever, right? Like they have a couple war movies that are completely unrelated to this, but that show that. But
yeah, and then she has the breakdown, like the surrender is declared, and then she goes into her garden and screams the dirt. Like, what was this all for?
Yeah, we're supposed to win. If you're gonna put us through all this, oh man, yeah. And I couldn't imagine. That's just. I also didn't think that Hiroshima.
Hey, we have trouble staying at home now during the pandemic, and you can't even imagine what war would be like. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pissed off that we shut down in March, and then this is releasing in February, and here's hoping that the pandemic is over by the time this comes out, and the fact that we're on Zoom is stupid.
Yeah.
But we were told to stay home in March. And then second wave comes along and totally undoes everything that we did before the summer.
Yeah.
What was the point?
Yeah.
Right? Why did we do that?
We lost so much ground through complacency.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's everywhere.
Lost jobs, businesses shut down, people went bankrupt, renters got evicted, and now we're back again, exactly where we were when we started, but worse. Having learned nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think we're winning. It's just like the movie.
I was going to say that I thought the bombs happened earlier in the war. I didn't think it was the harbinger of the end.
Well, the Allies beat beat the enemy in Europe, and that happened like several months prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the U.S. Could focus all of its power on the Pacific.
Well, and they were given the chance to surrender, right? Once Germany was there, but they weren't, right? I guess
Yeah.
it was the mentality too, right? Because I think the Code of Bushido, there is, like surrenders almost a non-thing, right? Because they got seppuku and all that other stuff dying before dishonor, right? So I think one of these things with these bombs, that was probably one of the only ways to immediately, because there's no defense against it.
Yeah, maybe the second one wasn't strictly necessary, but
No.
the Allies did say to Japan on, I think it was July 26th, like, surrender or face total destruction.
Or else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big
and
else.
sometimes there is only one way to say, you know what, knock that off.
Told you so.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I would like to think that the world's smarter now, but we'll see. What we're facing other kinds of wars now.
Mhm.
A war against ourselves, the environment, and all that stuff. What else do I got here? Okay, there's a hairy demon that kidnaps children in the movie, and this is fictional, obviously. Do you guys, does this ring a bell for you guys? He was only there for a little bit. He was a big hairy man, and he carried a basket
With
on
a basket.
Yeah, and
right at the beginning and right at the end.
Yeah,
on the bridge.
Yeah,
but
I think that just shows Suzu's like absolute like she daydreams all the time.
Yeah.
Right, and that just shows like where she is all the time.
Well, doesn't she daydreams during the air raid, and she's like, I wish I had a paintbrush, right? And then you see it, all the explosions are like blotches of paint. I was like, what?
Yeah,
that would be pretty if it wasn't horrible. And then
man, yeah, it's like fireworks, except the
little sparkles that come out of it are pieces of sharp metal.
Yeah.
And that's what killed the person who was laying on top of her, protecting her from that.
Oh, it didn't kill him though. That was
okay.
That was the neighbor.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
but it hit him. Yeah.
Survived.
Hit him.
Because he's like, "What are you doing? Get down!"
Yeah, hi,
duck and cover or roll.
Yeah.
And you do even see him just go, like flinch.
Well, one hits him on the head. He goes, doing, ouch, and then one gets him in the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go into a lot of weird adult places. She has an arranged marriage with one dude. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, but she had a love interest in her past, and they're both ended up being soldiers, both the boys. But he comes in and stays with them for a night, and there's kind of a nod to infidelity. You could go and have sex with this guy, and he's fighting in our war, so we don't really expect him to come back. So and so, like, is this a cartoon?
I was watching that part and I was like, wait, did he just? And then I'm like, maybe I'm missing something in the translation. But
man,
yeah, he's in the barn. Go see your friend out in the barn. What?
Yeah.
Different strokes, I guess.
Well, I mean, crazy times, more like, I think. I don't know.
Well, did you guys? So they told a little story about the umbrella when she's about to have her arranged marriage, and her I think it's her grandmother says like he's going to ask you for an umbrella, and you tell him you have a new umbrella, and then et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, are they talking about sex? I think yeah, okay, yeah, that's what they're doing.
They're talking about sex.
What are you talking about? He used the new umbrella to get some like chichi nuts or something, or persimmons outside. That's why he needed the umbrella.
No, that was a euphemism.
Yeah.
Both the umbrella thing and the eating the persimmons were both a circuitous way to say.
I see what they did there.
Bumping uglies. Oh man. Should we get into this trivia? There's not much.
Not much, no. I didn't have very many questions about this. It was just straightforward. Although I was very lost, like you, about names.
Yeah.
They kept mentioning new people, and because I hadn't even seen them on screen, I was like, I don't know who they're talking about.
Yeah. I guess these trivia points really just point to the war more than the movie. More than 100,000 people. So 100,000 plus people were killed instantly by 2 atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima, however you want to pronounce that, and Nagasaki by U.S. Air Force in B-29s. I didn't know the make of the plane.
And the name of the bombs?
Little boy.
Fat Man and Little Boy.
Fat Man and Little Boy, yeah.
The Hiroshima bomb landed like on the hospital, and 90% of the doctors died.
Wow.
So the aftercare was impossible.
Yeah.
Well, and it would be a new thing, like radiation. You know,
she had the purple marks on her arm, and it's like, you're going to lose that arm.
Is it going to go away?
Die.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to go away. There you go. Let me get that for you.
The distance from Hiroshima to Kure is 20 kilometers, but fortunately for everybody there's a mountain in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and they actually talked about the mountains right at the end.
Yeah, it's a port, right? So it's a harbor, a low point, but it's surrounded by mountains.
Yeah. Asano Katabuchi's third feature film.
Well, I think you hit it out of the park, buddy. Yeah, it was a nice little nod. They rescued that boy at the end, who's I guess an orphan. His mother fell apart, and he was able to walk away. He literally, yeah.
I think it was a little girl because they gave her the clothes of the sister girl that got killed by the unexploded bomb or the delayed bomb.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
But that was probably a representative of that was happening all over the place.
I don't doubt it, right?
Yeah, entire families wiped out, children without parents, and then it's like, well, I guess you're living with us now.
Yeah, you just.
Do you remember your own name? Nope, we're gonna call you this now.
We have slightly more food. Come stay with us, Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you're lucky to have a house, like
it's only got one hole in the roof, and there's only one burn spot on the floor. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's all relative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a very effective bomb shelter out back. Not that we need it anymore, but.
Yeah, jeez. Thank you, Christian. I'm glad I watched it. I would not have watched it given my own devices. Did you guys like it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like you said, there wasn't a lot, that wasn't focused. Like it was very, like this is about the war and this is the story and this is thing. It was tougher to follow because of maybe cultural and just the reading and I'm not used to that. But yeah, it was interesting, definitely movie. And I also probably would not have picked this. Well, I wouldn't have picked this, but it was a good watch for something that I wouldn't have normally watched.
Did you watch it with your kids, like accidentally?
No.
Okay, good. No. I was gonna say, if you want to watch an animated movie, Kiki's Delivery Service with the Western voices on,
yeah,
just perfect. Put your kids in front of that. It's adorable.
Note to self.
Yeah, Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman is the cat. Enjoy that.
Oh, that I will.
Yeah.
Done.
All right. Next week, Monday at noon, Snowden. Without spoilers. Again, a historical pick. Without spoilers, Greg, why did you pick this?
I picked just, happened during my lifespan, and I just wanted to I know everything's Hollywoodized, whatever, but just a little more in depth into just what kind of went down, and to see this, and they actually had his input in the movie. So I figured it would be a good kind of, expanding my knowledge on that subject. Just that's the reason behind it.
Cool. I can't wait to talk about it. That was This Corner of the World. We are primarily critical, and you are awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Oh, wait. Bonus points if you can name what this is from. Okay, that's it. Bye.